Hi, this is Elliot Haspel and welcome to another edition of Best Practices Weekly. Today we're going to be talking about literature circles, and in particular how we can help students really reflect on the literature circles and how to make them better. And this helps students own literature circles, it helps them make sure that they're being really effective. And this comes from an article in The Reading Teacher in which two university professors, one from the University of South Carolina and one from Colorado State University, highlight a school in South Carolina known for having a very inquiry-based culture. And the reason that it has this inquiry-based culture, and in particular with literature circles, is that the students are often led to look at what they're doing in their classrooms and then think about what parts of it are strong and what parts of it can be improved. And though this focuses on literature circles, it can definitely be expanded to other parts of the class and other parts of learning. And there are a couple of major sources of helping students reflect. And this even works for younger students, 3rd grade, 4th grade, even the younger ones. So the first one is video, and this is still videotaping the actual literature circles that the students are doing, or audio taping the actual circles that the actual literature circles that the students are doing. Then there's another option, which would be to watch an external video, watch a video of other classrooms doing it, or one teacher highlighted in this article actually led with his class to watch a professional development video for teachers about literature circles because it was professional quality video. The other option here is to observe other classrooms. Take your students to other classes that are doing literature circles and have them observe them. And to help students guide their thinking, what you do is that these authors suggest is create a note-taking sheet that essentially has split down the middle, on the left side observational notes and on the right side interpretive notes. And observational notes are exactly what they sound like. They're things that you can have with your 5 senses. What does it look like? What does it sound like? And then interpretive notes is much more about what connections are you making, what thoughts are coming up, how is it making you feel. And then there are some other strategies that you can use in addition to doing the observations of other classrooms or themselves to help students really reflect on what it means to have a strong literature circle or what it means to have a strong learning structure in general. One is at the beginning of literature circles actually having students say, this is what I want the circle to sound like, to look like, to feel like. Another is having students create a self-evaluation form. What's it going to look like and feel like and sound like for these classes, for this circle to be really effective? And then have them at the end of every circle with their group fill it out. Did they reach that goal? Why? Why not? A third one is to actually bring in the students for creating the response forms you'll be using as the pieces of learning from the circles, so that students are really invested in that what they're doing in their circle has to lead into the activity or the form that they've actually helped design themselves. A fourth idea is to have students list positive experience they've had in the past in literature circles. What were the characteristics of that? What were the qualities of those circles? How can you have them in your class? And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, is having regular class discussions about how literature circles are going. What's going well? What could be improved? What structures do students like? What structures don't they like? The example the authors give is actually about halfway through the year in the one teacher's classroom. They were having a discussion, and it turned out the students didn't like having tally marks for having to speak because they felt forced and it felt like it wasn't a natural conversation, and the students were able to voice that, and they were able to find alternative structures to use in their classrooms. So, these are some ideas of how you can help your students really be reflective about literature circles, but again, I think it's actually a really neat idea to think about how we can expand it to other learning structures too, by using video and audio and other sorts of technology to lead students to think about their own learning, own their own learning, and ultimately be the ones that are driving their own learning. So, thanks and happy teaching!